Also new tonight, the search is intensifying for a Stockton woman who mysteriously disappeared after a night out. 23-year-old Dalene Carlson was last seen on August 7th.
Dalene Janice Carlson was born on February 22nd, 1988. She grew up in Sandpoint, Idaho. She graduated from Sandpoint High School in 2006. After graduation, Carlson worked at several restaurants in Sandpoint. She lived with her older sister, Nadja Gunan, for most of her life. In June 2011, Carlson made the decision to move to California. She wanted independence and the opportunity to pursue higher education. She moved to Stockton to live with her aunt, Margaret Baker. Carlson planned to attend San Joaquin Delta College. She intended to major in child development. She had been in Stockton for approximately 6 weeks when she disappeared. August 6, 2011, at 10 p.m., Carlson left her aunt's house to meet friends at Finnegan's Bar and Grill in Stockton. She had originally planned to go with her cousin Cecily, but Cecily was not feeling well. Carlson drove to the bar with a friend. After arriving, the two separated. Her friend assumed he would drive Carlson home at the end of the night. Jacob Evangelisti arrived at Finnegan's Bar approximately 30 minutes before Carlson. Evangelisti had been dating Carlson shortly after her arrival in Stockton. The two spoke briefly at the bar. Evangelisti gave Carlson money for drinks before leaving the establishment. Carlson broke up with Evangelisti that night at the bar. He did not want the relationship to end, but she ended it. Carlson's aunt later stated that Carlson dated Jacob, but never considered him a boyfriend. After Evangelisti left, he telephoned Carlson. During this call, Carlson told him she had left with someone to get a bottle of alcohol and go back to her house to take shots. Evangelisti did not believe her. He sent a text message asking if she was with someone. The response he received stated the person was at the hospital with a sick child. At 12:05 a.m. on August 7, 2011, Carlson sent a text message stating she was crashing on someone's couch for the night. Carlson's friend at the bar tried to contact her to arrange a ride home. Carlson told him she had found another way home. He never saw her again. At 3:30 a.m., Carlson did not return to her aunt's house. Her aunt attempted to reach her by phone. Carlson did not respond to calls or messages. On the evening of August 7, 2011, after Carlson failed to return home all day, her aunt reported her missing to the Stockton Police Department. Detective Brad Burrell was assigned to the missing persons case. He began by examining Carlson's last known movements. James Cozens, someone Carlson had recently become interested in romantically, went to Finnegan's Bar on the evening of August 7th. He requested to view the bar's surveillance footage. The security cameras had captured the interior and exterior of the bar throughout the night. The footage showed Carlson inside Finnegan's Bar throughout the evening. Multiple individuals were visible in the video. The bartender stated he saw Carlson go outside around midnight. The cameras captured her outside the bar. She was smoking a cigarette. At one point, the cameras captured a man approaching Carlson near the bathroom area. The footage showed him putting his arm around her. They appeared to speak. Later footage showed Carlson and the same man leaving the bar together. The final image of Carlson from Finnegan's security cameras was at 1:15 a.m. on August 7, 2011. Detectives obtained surveillance video from a nearby Food for Less grocery store. The footage showed two people entering the store at approximately 1:28 a.m. The individuals matched the description of Carlson and the man from the bar footage. They were seen purchasing alcohol. A receipt recovered later confirmed the purchase of Jägermeister and 2 Monster energy drinks at 1:28 a.m. on August 7, 2011. Cozens identified the man in the footage. The individual was someone he knew personally. They had been friends for 17 years and lived together at the time. The man's name was Jason Ross Gilly. He was 25 years old. He lived with his grandmother and mother in Stockton. Detectives learned that Gilly, Cozens, Carlson, and Evangelisti all frequented Finnegan's Bar regularly. Carlson had known Gilly for approximately 1 week before her disappearance. On August 14, 2011, 1 week after Carlson's disappearance, detectives Larry Lane and James Neef brought Jason Gilly in for questioning at the police station. The interview lasted approximately 6 hours.
Wait. I left the bar with Dalene to food for less.
During this time, Gilly provided multiple accounts of the events of August 6 to 7, 2011. Gilly stated he was at Finnegan's bar on the evening of August 6th. He acknowledged seeing Carlson there, but he left the bar alone after receiving a text message from his grandmother. The message stated his young son was sick and needed care. Then he went directly home. This account contradicted the surveillance footage showing him leaving with Carlson.
Also new tonight, the search is intensifying for a Stockton woman who mysteriously disappeared after a night out. 23-year-old Dalene Carlson was last seen on August 7th.
At the start of this case, 3 men talked to police and said they had contact with Carlson the night she disappeared.
We just want her home, safe.
Carlson's cousins held a flyer displaying her photos today. The family has been fraught with worry since Carlson disappeared last weekend. She was last seen at Finnegan's Pub and Grill very early last Sunday morning.
You know, I just want my family to, you know, have peace and get, you know, my aunt get her daughter home.
We hope, there's a hope that, you know, we would love to find her safe, but as time progresses, it looks more grim.
For now, investigators plan to be here all afternoon, and we're told that Carlson moved here from Idaho to start a new life. She had plans to attend Delta College and was living with family when she disappeared.
Detectives presented the surveillance video to Gilly. The footage clearly showed him leaving the bar with Carlson. When confronted with this evidence, Gilly changed his statement. He admitted he left the bar with Carlson. He stated they went to Food for Less to purchase alcohol. He then drove Carlson back to Finnegan's bar and dropped her off before going home alone. The video showed him and Carlson shopping together at 1:28 a.m. Detectives pointed out that Gilly had not dropped her back at the bar as he claimed. The detective asked Gilly what time he got home. The detective placed his hand on Gilly's arm.
Jason, let's make it better.
Let's make it better right now.
Okay?
Did you guys have sex?
No.
Jason. Jason.
We had sex and we hung out for a little bit more and then she said she wanted to go home.
He told Gilly they had been able to view video cameras. He asked if Gilly had made any stops at all. Gilly paused. He said he went to Food for Less with Dalene and bought a bottle of Jaeger. Gilly then changed his story again. He brought Carlson to his house. She accompanied him while he made 2 marijuana sales between 2 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. While driving Carlson to her aunt's house, she became intoxicated and voluntarily exited his vehicle on Charter Way. Gilly changed his account a 4th time. He admitted he and Carlson had sexual intercourse. He stated this occurred on a couch on his back patio. The encounter was consensual and he did not use protection. Approximately 30 to 40 minutes later, Carlson became angry about the sexual encounter. She screamed at him while he was driving her home. She called him horrible and a piece of garbage. Then he dropped her off on California Street near the Crosstown Freeway. Gilly provided a 5th version of events. He changed the location where he claimed Carlson exited his vehicle. While he was driving her, Carlson cursed at him and attempted to exit the moving car. He purposefully drove onto the Crosstown Freeway to prevent her from jumping out at high speed. He leaned across her to lock the passenger door. Gilly stated he realized he had driven too far south on the freeway. He exited in Modesto near a Pizza Hut. He claimed Carlson jumped out of the car when he stopped. He could not remember the specific exit or street name. He then turned around and drove home. Detectives noted the inconsistencies in Gilly's statements. Based on these conflicting accounts, Gilly was arrested on charges of kidnapping and false imprisonment.
Gilly told KCRA3 earlier this week that Carlson was at his home in those early morning hours Sunday, but left on her own.
However, the San Joaquin County District Attorney's Office determined there was insufficient evidence to file charges at that time. Gilly was released. The investigation continued as a missing persons case. On October 17, 2011, a tractor operator was harvesting corn in a field near Escalon, California. Escalon is located approximately 15 miles southeast of Stockton. The operator discovered human remains in the field. Law enforcement was notified.
Holding out hope, but fearing the worst. The family of a missing woman from Stockton spoke to KCRA3, giving their perspective about the discovery of a body yesterday in rural San Joaquin County and the chance it is their missing loved one.
The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Department and Stockton Police Department responded to the scene. The remains were in an advanced state of decomposition. Identification through visual means was not possible. Dental records were used to identify the remains as Dalene Carlson. A forensic pathologist conducted an autopsy. The pathologist determined Carlson died from gunshot wounds. She had been shot 3 times. 1 gunshot wound was to the back of the head. 2 gunshot wounds were to the abdominal area. The pathologist concluded the wounds were caused by small caliber ammunition.
From a missing persons case to a murder mystery.
We have this new at 5 tonight. We now know the body of a woman found this weekend in a San Joaquin County cornfield has been identified as Dalene Carlson. We continue to follow this incoming information in this case out of Stockton.
KCRA 3's Rich Ibarra joins us now from the police department. So Rich, what's next now in this murder investigation?
Well, the identification of Dalene Carlson was made through her dental records, and now investigators will have to see how she was killed and link that with any evidence that may lead to her killer.
Couldn't believe that everything happened the way it did. I thought that she'd turn up somewhere. I'm glad the family can get some closure finally, but wish it was under different circumstances.
Carlson's body was found unclothed. A black bra was located near the remains. 6 miles from the body, investigators discovered a pair of blue jeans. Photographs confirmed these were the jeans Carlson wore on the night of August 6, 2011. Bullet casings were recovered from the crime scene. 4 casings were found in total. 2 were near the body. 2 were in the dirt beneath where the body was located. The casings were sent to the Central Valley Crime Lab for analysis. Detectives learned that Gilly had borrowed a firearm from his uncle for target shooting. The firearm was a .22 caliber Jennings handgun. Gilly's uncle testified that he believed the gun was returned approximately 2 days before Carlson's disappearance. He stated the gun was later brought on a family camping trip. After Carlson's body was discovered, the uncle turned the firearm over to detectives. Forensic analysis was conducted. Test firings were performed using the weapon. The bullet casings found at the crime scene matched the casings from the test firings. The comparison was conclusive. On October 24, 2011, 1 week after Carlson's remains were discovered, Jason Gilly was arrested and charged with murder. The charges included first-degree murder, special circumstance of murder during the commission of a kidnapping, and special circumstance of murder during the commission of a rape. The special circumstances made Gilly eligible for the death penalty under California law. Gilly was held without bond. The trial began in September 2013 in San Joaquin County Superior Court. Judge Seth Hoyt Jr. presided. Deputy District Attorney Robert Himmelblau prosecuted the case. Gilly was represented by public defenders. The trial lasted 10 days. The prosecution presented the case as circumstantial but compelling. Key evidence included surveillance footage placing Gilly with Carlson at the time of her disappearance, Gilly's 5 conflicting statements to investigators, ballistics evidence linking his firearm to the crime scene, and the discovery of Carlson's remains in a remote location. Himmelblau argued that Gilly's changing stories demonstrated consciousness of guilt.
I can tell you it was emotional for the jury today as they heard closing arguments from the prosecution. But the defense attorney says that cell towers could feed 3 different sites and that all the evidence presented today is circumstantial. Gilly's defense attorney says Gilly did not kidnap, rape, or kill Dalene. He says he admits to lying, but he says he lied to cover up his sexual relationship with Dalene because that would have been inappropriate to other friends. Now, the defense will continue its side of its closing arguments tomorrow morning, and then Jason Gilly's fate will be in the hands of the jury.
The defense argued that Gilly's false statements were made to conceal a relationship and sexual encounter, not a crime. They maintained that Gilly last saw Carlson alive when she exited his vehicle in Modesto. The defense suggested insufficient evidence connected Gilly to the actual killing. 12 witnesses testified during the trial. Witnesses included Detective Brad Burrell, Gilly's uncle, regarding the firearm, Jacob Evangelisti, James Cousins, a forensic pathologist, and a ballistics expert from Central Valley Crime Lab. Carlson's mother and sister attended the trial proceedings. The jury consisted of 3 men and 9 women. Deliberations began after closing arguments. After 2 days of deliberation, the jury reached verdicts on most counts. On October 3, 2013, the jury announced its verdicts. Jason Gilly was found guilty of first-degree murder, special circumstance of murder during the commission of a kidnapping, and use of a firearm in the commission of murder. The jury could not reach a unanimous verdict on the special circumstance charge of rape. The judge declared a mistrial on this count only. The guilty verdicts on murder and kidnapping special circumstance meant Gilly faced either life in prison without parole or the death penalty. The sentencing hearing took place on November 4, 2013. The prosecution did not seek the death penalty. The reasons for this decision were not publicly disclosed. Judge Seth Hoyt Jr. sentenced Jason Gilly to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murder conviction and an additional 25 years to life for the firearm enhancement. After sentencing, Carlson's aunt, Margaret Baker, stated that Dalene had finally received justice. Carlson's sister, Naja Gunan, addressed the media. She expressed grief but satisfaction with the verdict. She stated she missed seeing her sister walk through the door. Gilly's mother maintained her son's innocence. She stated her belief that he did not commit the crime. Jason Ross Gilly is incarcerated at Avenel State Prison in Kings County, California. He filed an appeal of his conviction. The California Court of Appeal reviewed the case. The appeal challenged several aspects of the trial, including jury instructions and admission of evidence. In 2017, the appellate court affirmed Gilly's conviction. The court found no reversible error in the trial proceedings. The only modification was striking an unauthorized parole revocation fine, which did not apply given his sentence of life without parole. Gilly remains imprisoned. He will not be eligible for release. Dalene Carlson moved to California seeking educational opportunities and independence. His former best friend Robert Cousin said he was disgusted and had completely written him out of his life. When things in the media were tough, Robert let him stay at his house to get away from it all. Everyone had defended him so much because of how adamant he was that he had nothing to do with it. Footage, forensic ballistics, and Gilly's conflicting statements. Gilly changed his account 5 times during interrogation. He initially denied leaving with Carlson. When confronted with video evidence from Finnegan's bar, he admitted leaving with her, but claimed he dropped her back at the bar. When shown Food for Less surveillance footage, he admitted they bought alcohol together. He then admitted bringing her to his house. He ultimately admitted to sexual contact before claiming she exited his vehicle in Modesto. Carlson's remains were discovered in a cornfield 2 months after her disappearance. Forensic evidence indicated she was shot 3 times with a .22 caliber weapon. Ballistics testing matched the murder weapon to a firearm Gilly had borrowed. Gilly was convicted of first-degree murder with special circumstances and sentenced to life in prison without possibility of parole. The case proceeded without direct eyewitness testimony or confession. The conviction was based on circumstantial evidence connecting Gilly to Carlson at the time of her disappearance and ballistics evidence linking him to the crime scene. No clear motive was established during trial. Gilly's appeals have been unsuccessful. He will remain incarcerated for life.